So what's the first thing you should do for your house when the cold weather sets in? The memories, cold feet, cold floors, the windows. Maybe this year you're thinking about putting plastic around them. The furnace, how old is it? It ran and ran and ran last winter. We never really felt comfortable. Uneven temperatures throughout the house. I mean, you're not even going to be able to use your basement this winter, let's face it. And high energy bills. What are you getting for all of that money that you're spending to heat your home in the winter? Not a whole lot. How do I know? Because some people figure out that they shouldn't just make big decisions without getting an expert to come out and take a look and help them figure out why the problem exists. And that's exactly what an energy audit is. It's a whole house assessment. I can tell you, after visiting thousands of attics, that 99% of them have some type of a flaw that is leading to all of the comfort problems that you're having. Let me show you an example of what I'm talking about. This house that you see behind me, the couple that bought it last fall, they did so because they were super duper excited to find it. Their grandkids lived 2 doors down. But then the winter hit, it was really cold and drafty, the energy was really high, and they were sort of second guessing and wondering if this is the right spot for them. So they did some digging and they had me out to do the energy audit. I uncovered some really big opportunities in the attic, a place most people don't really want to go. And I'm going to show you how we fix those problems, and I guarantee that it is going to completely change the dynamics of this house. There were 4 things that stood out to me. The first was that all of the main supply and return ducts were basically uninsulated. On top of that, there were huge gaps and cracks in places where ducts were actually coming apart. According to the EPA and other studies, the heating and cooling ducts in your home can be leaky enough to account for as much as 30% of your total energy loss. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that that isn't really good. It's really just a matter of having someone check it out for you. HVAC companies, they're hit or miss as to how they address the duct connection, so it's always worth a second look. The solution for these ducts was to flash the surfaces with closed cell spray foam to about 1 inch. By carefully doing that, the ducts are not only gaining much needed R value around the shell to keep energy in, but they're also getting sealed at the seams so that air and pressure stays inside of them and gets that air more effectively to the places that you really need it to go. The final step is to bury the ducts in loose fill cellulose and increase the R value further in a cost-effective way. The second thing that I noticed is that the insulation was a disaster. It was discombobulated, things were strewn and thrown about, and really the big takeaway I want everybody to understand today is that if you do have the bat type insulation and it's not clearly organized and in full contact with your ceiling, then you know you've got a problem. That's the primary reason I like to use loose fill blown insulation in the attics. The loose fill does precisely that. It fills in the gaps and crevices that may exist due to insulation movement over time, ducting, even framing can get in the way. It's quite forgiving and it makes it easy to do a great job every time. Bat insulation, on the other hand, it's rarely installed correctly and it has one of the lowest R values per inch as a result. It wasn't a surprise to me that the third big problem on the list is that the attic is not air sealed. Air sealing is the process of going over all of the attic area and finding all of the connections to the inside of your house. You can't see them from inside, but trust me, they exist. Most houses are missing air sealing, and like I always say to people, there's one way to know if you need air sealing. Go to your attic access, pop your head up there. If you don't see any air sealing, then you definitely need air sealing. The final contributor to the problems this couple was facing is the attic access point. We all know heat rises. If you haven't noticed, the area around the furnace tends to be a little warmer because that's where everything starts. When the air, the heat bleeds off, guess where it goes? Right up through the leaky pull down. In this case, the two things were right next to each other, making it a compounded problem. But even if yours is somewhere else, like a hallway or a bedroom, you still need one of these covers. Eventually, the heat's going to find its way up through if you don't do something to stop it. So actually yourself, a huge favor this winter. And before you waste energy and resources on the wrong fix, get an energy audit. Is there anything that you gained from the energy audit that you didn't expect?
Oh yeah, a lot. So initially, we just thought that the windows were bad, right? Or we thought that maybe we need a better heating system or something like that. But during the audit, we found out the whole physics of the airflow basically in the house. When you did the blower door test, we could feel the air coming in here, and that's when we figured out that the cantilever portion of this window did not have enough insulation at the bottom.
As I said, every house I go to has some hidden opportunity for improvement that will directly link to better comfort for you, lower energy usage. Thank you for watching.